Today I'm going to show you how to make juicy and tender beef ribs smoked on a small barbecue. The end result is going to be super tasty, so let's get this show on the road. To make our juicy and tender beef ribs, I selected the absolute best beef ribs I could find. Beautiful Wagyu beef ribs with a lot of intermuscular fat and a lot of flavor. This is going to be super tasty. We don't need to trim them or clean them up, they're already fantastic. With beef ribs, you always want to leave the membrane on the back of the ribs on, otherwise they're gonna fall apart on you. So all we need to do before we start cooking our beef ribs is adding flavor, and here's how we're gonna do it. I'm going to take the cap of my makeshift barbecue shaker. Then I'm adding 1 part fleur de sel, 1 part paprika powder, half a part ground black pepper, 1/8 part garlic powder and 1/8 part onion powder. To get all of these flavors onto our beef ribs, we're going to drizzle on a little bit of olive oil, rub it in and sprinkle on our rub. Make sure you coat all sides of the beef ribs. The thicker the cut of beef, the more barbecue rub you want on it, and the olive oil will help it to stick. Time to get these ribs on the grill. By adding only a little bit of charcoal, we're giving ourselves the maximum amount of control over the temperature in the barbecue. Now that our charcoal is hot, we're going to add a chunk of oak smoke wood. This is going to give us a lot of beautiful smoke flavor. We will add our heat deflector and our grill grates. Close the lid and open the vents just a little bit. Now we'll let the barbecue come up to temperature. Our Joe Jr. is now 120 degrees Celsius, which is around 240 degrees Fahrenheit. It's ready, the beef ribs are going on. We'll close the lid and let time do its magic. That looks really good. I love it when beef ribs pick up a good amount of color like this. It's building up a nice amount of bark and it's still juicy on the outside. This is looking fantastic. Around that 70 degrees Celsius range, which is around 160 degrees Fahrenheit, you should be getting a good amount of bark like this one. But if you don't have that bark and you want to continue to smoke, you can and you should be, because the color of the bark is more important than the core temperature. At 70 degrees Celsius, we should have a good looking color like this, so we are going to wrap. I like to wrap my beef ribs in butcher paper. If you don't have butcher paper or it's not available to you, it's fine to use aluminum foil. We're going to put these beef ribs back on the barbecue. Close the lid and let them continue to cook until they reach a core temperature of 94 degrees Celsius, which is 202 degrees Fahrenheit. While the beef ribs are cooking, we're doing a lot of work here on the barn. We got our orchard finished, we're laying down all this pavement, we got excavators working, clearing ground and making everything smooth and nice. It's going to be beautiful over here. Let's check back on these ribs. And the best way to check is with a thermometer and probe it. We need to go through that paper, and once we do, we don't want to feel any resistance from the meat. You can see we're almost to that 92, 93 degrees Celsius, which is around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Probing is the way to find out if it's tender or not. This is done, we're taking it off and putting it in the cooler to rest. And now we wait 30 minutes. And then it's time to start slicing into it. See, you can make beautiful beef ribs on a tiny smoker. They look absolutely fantastic. We got a beautiful smoke ring. They're juicy as can be. Granted, they're Wagyu beef ribs, so of course they have a lot of fat, but still, it's juicy and it is really tender. Of course, we still have to try. Let's start diving into this. Morrison, you go first.
I didn't have any meat today, yet. Man, that juiciness.
Look at that.
That rub. Can I? Yeah, I can.
This tastes amazing. That rub.
And it's leaking over my shirt.
Nice bit of smoke.
I love it. And it's so simple. There's not even sauce with it.
The juices are running down my arm. The flavors are intense. Beef ribs clean off the bone. My point here is that you don't need a giant grill. You can use the small one and you can still have a beautiful outcome. You can have it running very, very efficiently because we are not even done with this charcoal yet. It's still running. I know I love my Big Joe and I can put everything on it that I want, but that Joe Jr., it does a fantastic job. And these beef ribs, they are super, super tasty. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then you know the drill. Leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. A big thank you to all of our patrons and the YouTube members. You guys freaking rock. And don't forget to check out our new podcast. Link is down below, so check that out. Absolutely a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys next time. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling.
No, give me the piece. I want to finish it.
You finally get to finish it. I'm gonna finish mine. It's so tender. I absolutely love that rub. It's fantastic. And mine just fell off the bone, which is really amazing. I love that. That's why you need to keep the membrane on. Otherwise, it's just gonna drop to the floor.
Okay, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, go ahead.